Hi, I'm Vikram. I'm the Director of Human Excellence at Gatik. Been working for the past 29 years in the field of education, and next year it's going to be 3 decades. It has been a wonderful journey, maybe at times a roller coaster journey, but it has been really worthwhile, especially when you look back. You have seen so many students, so many people who have been so successful, who initially were not very successful but later became successful. And yes, we shouldn't forget them who were slow starters, but today I'm really proud to say that they are there in positions of power, positions where they can reckon themselves as major contributors in whichever field they are in. All this has happened, I feel, is because every individual, let them be student today, let them be employees tomorrow, and let them be entrepreneurs later, is the will to do. How much are you interested in what you want to do, and that will decide how best can you actually do in your particular field of expertise. This is where I remember my childhood days, wherein initially it was more about copying people, looking at others, and you trying to be them, forgetting who you are. Well, at this juncture, I would like to share a small story with you. Maybe many of you would have heard it. That's the story about the rabbit and the fish. What happened was, in this particular village, these two families, the rabbit and the fish family, used to stay together. They were neighbors, they were wonderful friends. Parents were always partying together, and it was all about being happy. Suddenly what happened, one particular day, the rabbit's parents saw the fish swimming happily, confidently and energetically in the pond nearby. Immediately the rabbit's mother comes to the baby rabbit, and says, "See how the fish is swimming, it looks so wonderful. You also have to learn swimming, and yes, you have to beat the fish in swimming at the earliest." Okay? Well, we never take our parents' word easily, so this guy goes for tuitions, learns how to swim, and there is a competition, and immediately the rabbit also participates. And I'm sure all of you would have expected this answer. The rabbit was left long behind. There was no competition at all. The rabbit couldn't swim. Okay, parents got mighty upset with this rabbit. They say you are not, you don't have it in you, you don't have the drive, you have to put in more effort. So again, the rabbit goes for tuition. Now this time with 2 tuition masters. Trust me, 2 tuition masters, and again participates in that particular competition. And believe me, this time the rabbit actually fumbles, flounders, and is not able to get a proper start at all, and doesn't come back home. Finally they find him sitting below a tree, crying loudly and saying, "I am not worth it, I am useless, I let my parents down." And it was so sad to see this particular rabbit lamenting for no mistake of his. Why I remember this story so distinctly is the last part of it. There was a competition for all the rabbits on who can run the fastest. And this particular rabbit, once upon a time, which was full of energy, enthusiasm, wanted to prove a point and participated in that particular race and came last. Take a minute to think, how many of you have faced this situation in life where you were good at doing something, in the process of trying to copy somebody, you were no more good in that also, and you weren't able to master the new thing too. And where are you today, or where were you that day? You know the answer. So this is what I have been continuously trying to work with students on. Be yourself, respect yourself, find out who you are, what's your inner calling. Till 10th, till the time you write your boards, it is the calling from your parents, from your teachers, from your school. But once you are in your 11th, once you are in your intermediate, once in your plus 2, That's the best time for you to look inside, to speak to yourself and figure out who you are. You are part of this society. You are not just a byproduct of this society. You are who you are. You are not an engineer, you are not a doctor, you are not a chartered accountant. You are who you are. People will know you, and then by your profession. And to establish yourself in a particular profession, you have to know what's your core strength. And this is what, as a director of human excellence, I have been always trying to do. And yes, it has been a very thought-provoking journey. Many times I wonder, if in case I would have had this input when I was a child, maybe things would have been really different for me. And every time I think that way, it actually motivates me, it pushes me, it inspires me to work more with today's generation, to help today's kids, because they are wonderful, they are gifted. They have so much information in their hand that they can really do wonders. And the kind of enthusiasm these kids have is wonderful, beautiful. We have to understand them. Many times we say, today's generation is not like the previous generation. Yes, absolutely, because things have changed. Are you ready to accept change?